You do not need a brand new resume for every job you apply to. And whoever told you that has probably never had to get through 400 applications in one weekend. I want to be specific about the damage here because the advice sounds responsible and it is quietly wrecking people. You spend 90 minutes rewriting. You get through 4 applications that night, and the version you sent out at 11 p.m. is worse than the one you started with. I spent 15 years in recruiting and HR, 4.5 of those at Amazon, and I've reviewed somewhere north of 500,000 resumes. I still review resumes every single week. So I'm not telling you what was true in 2019. I can tell you exactly what changes between the version that gets a call and the version that does not. And that is a much smaller piece of the page than you have been led to believe. This one is for anyone applying at volume right now. The laid off, the career changer, the person 40 applications deep with nothing to show for it. The average job search is running around 108 days at this point. And the full rewrite advice is the single biggest problem people burn out at mile 5 of their job search marathon. So I want to give you back your evenings and get you better results at the same time. I think the whole problem, honestly, starts with the word tailoring. When you go to a tailor, you are going for a custom fit. They take your measurements, they cut new fabric, it takes weeks, and it costs real money because they are building the thing from scratch. So when someone tells you to tailor your resume, you hear start over, build it again, custom, couture. What you actually need is alterations. You already have the outfit. You're taking in the waist a little, you're shortening the sleeves so it fits this occasion, and you are changing a few words on a resume you already have so it matches the language in the posting. Same garment, small changes. 20 minutes at the shop, not 6 weeks with a pattern maker. Every time you rewrite from scratch, you are gambling with something that already worked. When I read a heavily tailored resume, I can usually tell because the language stops sounding like a person and starts sounding like the job posting got copied into somebody's work history. I see phrases lifted word for word out of the rec I wrote with no context on how they did those things, what the ROI was. The second problem is quieter. When you rewrite at midnight, you delete your strongest bullet to make room for a keyword, and you will never know that that's what happened because no one actually calls you and tells you, hey, the line that you cut was the good one. So I have homework for you today. Open your resume, find the bullet you're the proudest of. That line does not move, no matter what job you're applying to. The reason people rewrite constantly is because the base resume is weak. So every job feels like it needs a different outfit. Fix the base once and the alteration take 10 minutes forever after. A strong base resume means every bullet is written as if it is a marketing document to sell your value proposition to the employer who doesn't know you. That is where CAFE comes in. Cause, action, findings, effects. Cause is why the work existed. Action is what you actually did. Findings is what you learned or measured. And effect is what changed for the business because of you. A duty-based bullet says you manage vendor relationships. A CAFE bullet says renewals were slipping, so you rebuilt the vendor review process, found 3 contracts that were auto-renewing above market, and cut annual spend by 40 grand. The second one survives any job posting because the results do not need altering. Homework for you today. Rewrite your top 5 bullets in CAFE. Not all of them, just 5. Those 5 do most of the work. Once the base is strong, here's everything that changes between applications. Number 1, the title line directly under your name. If the posting says program manager and your resume says senior project lead, change that line under your name to program manager. I'm not telling you to lie about a title you held. This is a positioning line and it exists so that the first thing I read matches the thing I'm hiring for. Number 2 is the order of your top bullets inside your most recent role only. I read the top third of the page and then I make a decision. So whichever 2 bullets are closest to the job is asking for need to be the first 2 I hit. You're not writing new ones, you are reordering the ones you have. Number 3 is the language, and I mean nouns. If the resume says client retention and the posting says customer success, use their word, because when the hiring manager scans it, they are pattern matching against the vocabulary in their own head. Homework number 3 for you. Those 3 things: title line, bullet order, and their nouns. That is your alteration. Everything else stays put. Here's the actual process. Time: 2 minutes. Read the posting once and pull 3 responsibilities that show up in the first half. Companies front load what they care about, so the top of a job description is the honest part. Next 3 minutes, change your title and move your 2 most relevant bullets to the top of your current role. After that, 3 minutes, swap in the vocabulary in wherever your version says the same thing differently. The last 2 minutes, read the top third out loud. If it sounds like a human being who has done this work, send it. 10 minutes, and you can do 6 applications in an hour instead of 4 in one evening. The math matters here, because a decent resume to 12 real openings beats a perfect one sent to 3. There is one situation where a second resume is worth building, and it is not job by job, it is lane by lane. If you're genuinely applying to 2 different kinds of roles, say operation manager and program management, build 2 base resume and maintain both. Career changers, this is you. People coming back after a gap, this is often you too. 2 versions, permanently, and then you alter each one in 10 minutes using the 3 things I just gave you. What you never have to do again is start from a blank page at 11 o'clock at night. I had a client last year, senior operations, laid off in restructuring, and she came to me having sent out about 90 applications in 2 months, 2 phone screens to show for it. She had 90 different versions of resumes on her desktop. 90, every one of them rewritten from scratch for a specific job. We built 1 base resume, rewrote her bullets in Cafe, and threw the other 89 away. She used the 10-minute method for the next 3 weeks and got 4 interviews. The work she had done was always good. She had just been rewriting the evidence until it stopped sounding like her. If you want to build that base resume yourself, that is exactly what Get Selected does. Walks you through Cafe bullet by bullet, and it is free to start. Check it out at getselected.app. And tell me in the comments how many versions are sitting on your desktop right now. I want to know if you can beat 90. And until next time, stay caffeinated.